Hey, students, this is Teacher Josh. Man, we better put on our thinking caps. I'm going to put on my hat here, and we are going to take a test. First of all, I want to preview the test, and we're going to do is we're going to read the text first. We're going to go over the types of questions, the different questions, and then in part two, we'll actually give you the answers so you can check your answers. All right, so let's read the first part here. This particular story is called Burglary, a Threat to Mental Health. This was posted on the 22nd of June, 2014. A new study shows that experiencing a burglary is a serious threat to people's mental health. The survey is from the British charity Victim Support and the home security company ADT. Researchers interviewed 1,000 people who had been burgled, means someone stole from them. They found that a quarter of them suffered from anxiety or forms of depression, while a further 25% felt saddened by the thought they could no longer protect their home and family. The researchers said that feelings of insecurity set in for many people after a burglary. They reported that 37% of burglary victims suddenly became afraid of being mugged in the streets, something they had not feared before being burgled. Professor Paula Nicholson from the British Psychological Society warned that people and the police underestimate how serious a crime burglary is. Many people fail to realize it can leave victims traumatized. She said, burglary is frequently seen as a minor crime, one that may be resolved and forgotten by the victim. However, psychologically and emotionally, the experience of being burgled is likely to have severe emotional outcome for many victims who were up to then leading ordinary lives. She added the undue trauma resulted from some people in the compulsion to move house, depression, anxiety, sleeplessness, and even marital breakdown. Wow, this is some serious bad news bear stuff right here, guys. All right. So the first thing that we have here is some different words that we find inside the text. Okay, so let me kind of talk through these, what they mean. It says burglary, burglary. Hold on, I didn't mean to. I'm looking at just burglary for now. So burglary is it's a crime of breaking and stealing stuff from someone's home. So it's a serious problem. I remember when I was a kid, somebody tried to break into our house in Africa. Fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not sure, depends on who you're talking about. My dad had a weapon and was able to scare the robber away. Um, so I just saw the person run past the window. I heard gunshots. It was all very scary at the time. So I understand how burglary could really make you feel insecure. All right, the next word is threat. Threat. So, what is a threat? Let's come up here real quick. And it says, look at the sentence. It says a new study shows that experiencing a burglary is a serious threat to people's mental health. That means it can hurt their mental health. That's what a threat is. It causes harm. Something that causes harm is a threat. Mental health. Of course, that's what we just read about. It's right up here. Mental health, a threat to people's mental health. It means their thinking. They become unhealthy in their thoughts and thinking because they're scared. It makes them very upset, and it affects them mentally, their brain. They start living scared. All right, a quarter. Quarter is like 1/4. 1/4. Let's take a look. You see the word right here. So it says they found that a quarter of them suffered from anxiety or forms of depression. Man, that's like 25%. Okay, a quarter is 25%. So, man, that's a lot. A lot of these 25% of these people struggled with anxiety. That's like, man, feeling anxious, and depression, feeling super sad. So those are not good things. And of course, the next word is anxiety. And you see that right up here. Anxiety. Anxiety is this feeling you're always worried about something, which makes sense, right? I mean, if somebody breaks into your house, you're going to feel anxious. You're going to be worried all the time. So that's what it means. Protect. Protect. Let's see if we can find that up here. The word protect. Here we go. It says, while a further 25% felt saddened by the thought they could no longer protect, that means keep safe, their home and family. So that's a big word right there, protect. Good word, keep safe. Insecurity. Let's see if we can find that up here. So here it is right here. The researchers said that feelings of insecurity set in for many people after a burglary. So insecurity means you don't feel safe. That's a feeling of not feeling safe, not feeling secure. Insecurity. It's kind of cool when you add that in on there. So security, right? That's like safety. Insecurity means not safe. Yeah. Of course, you guys know what streets means. Let's look at it in the context here. There's the word streets. It says they reported that 37% of burglary victims suddenly became afraid of being mugged in the streets. That just means outside the house. And mugged, what does mugged means? It means someone like beating you up, taking your money, stopping you, forcing you to give them your stuff. Basically robbed in the street. Okay. Let's see. Psychological. That word is right here. Psychological. It says Professor Paula Nicholson from the British Psychological Society warned that people and police underestimate how serious a crime burglary is. So okay, it's being used as an adjective here, and it's the name of this organization, but psychological means the study of the mind. Why do people think the way they think? It's a psychologist, right? Studies psychology. And this is a psychological society. So they write about, think about, study about the way people think. So this idea of being robbed in your home, burglary, it has a major impact on people's brains. Okay, traumatized, traumatized. Let's see if we can find that word here. So the word traumatized, here it is. Many people fail to realize it can leave victims traumatized. And then she goes on to explain it. She said, burglary is frequently seen as a minor crime, but it leaves people feeling sad, insecure, feeling depressed, anxiety. They want to move. They can't sleep. This is trauma. Okay, traumatized is when it means you've been attacked, you've been violated in some way, and you feel terrible. You're a victim. You're a victim. That's what traumatized is. You're a victim of something terrible that happened. Okay? And it's referring to your inner person. You've been traumatized emotionally. You've been traumatized mentally. Sometimes you've even been traumatized physically. Maybe you've been hurt. All right, minor crime. Minor crime. Let's take a look. You see it here in this sentence. She said burglary is frequently seen as a minor crime, one that may be resolved and forgotten by the victim. The idea here, minor means small, insignificant. Is burglary, in fact, an insignificant crime? No, it's not. That's what the professionals arguing here. Police and others downplay it, but it is, from a psychological standpoint, it is torture. It is traumatizing. It is a big deal. All right. Depression. Depression. All right, where is that at here? Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. Depression. She added the undue trauma resulted for some people in the compulsion to move house, depression, anxiety, sleeplessness, and even marital breakdown. Depression here means you're super sad all the time. You're super down all the time. You feel bad. You don't feel good, like good enough. You're depressed. It's really super sad. That's the idea here. And then they use the phrase marital breakdown. And it's right there at the end. Marital breakdown just means your marriage falls apart because you don't feel safe. You weren't able to protect your family. Maybe you start fighting. You want to move. I don't want to move. It's just a really, it can be really damaging for families and marriages to have this kind of thing happen if it tears them apart, especially. All right. Now, when we come back, we'll take a look at the answers for the test here. I want you to go ahead and take the test. There is a true and false section, okay? And you know what? Let's take a quick break and we'll make the next piece a part 2 test preview, okay? We'll be right back. Thanks for joining me. Bye now.